to music to teach the whole child, the body, heart, and
to learn new skills and to build new acumen.
As the year goes on, I get closer and closer. We can always touch. It's not.
When you get that, then you get a lot more excited about being around children.
Normal, in a sense, with all of the changes.
Or how you can transform your own business.
On developing the whole child, socially, emotionally.
Traditional route of teaching young
how to set boundaries, because this little victim here needs to know how.
Very well. So they use that term. I sometimes expanded them to go up to 40 minutes.
All of those things in education, of course, those things are important.
Is going to our heads and our lungs.
The affirmations in the mirror for about 2 minutes.
What did you do in order to get yourself going?
this is amazing.
It happens, what seems to happen quite a bit in our school.
For the families to come, and they
is that really for the child, or is it for us, for the parents?
And doing new things for our brain.
Who's orchestrating everything in this universe?
Which parts of the brain are used?
Based on that map that we have.
See you with your smiling face.
Atul, thank you very much for allowing me to join you. Namaste to you, my friends.
Hello, welcome everyone. And thank you for tuning into the Early Childhood Global Spotlight Talk Show. I am your host, Atul Tyagi from India. I'm also a co-founder of a preschool chain in the name of WowKids, having more than 150 centers spread across 20 states of our country. We are also proud founder of this global community with over 13,000 early childhood educators. And Marianne, we made a short video on our community, which we posted a few days back. I think let's play it over for everyone. Here you go.
As the year goes on, I get closer and closer.
To learn new skills and to build new acumen.
We can always touch. It's not.
When you get that, then you get a lot more excited about being around children.
Normal, in a sense, with all of the changes, of course.
Or how you can transform your own business.
On developing the whole child, socially, emotionally.
Traditional route of teaching young
how to set boundaries, because this little victim here needs to know how to.
Very well. So they use that term. I sometimes expanded them to go up to 40 minutes.
All of those things in education, of course, those things are important.
Is going to our heads and our lungs.
The affirmations in the mirror for about 2 minutes.
What did you do in order to get yourself going?
This is amazing.
It happens, what seems to happen quite a bit in our school.
For the families to come, and they
is that really for the child, or is it for us, for the parents?
And doing new things for our brain.
Who's orchestrating everything in this universe?
Which parts of the brain are used?
Based on that map that we have.
See you with your smiling face.
Atul, thank you very much for allowing me to join you. Namaste to you, my friends.
All right, great. So I would like to tell everyone who is watching and who will be watching this show that we are so honored to have Marian Herman, who is also a founder of Music with Mayor program, to associate, to lead and moderate this community and help us be where we are today. Thank you so much, Marian.
You're
And we
welcome.
really enjoy our spotlight series which we've been doing. And just to let you know, today we have a very, very special guest, Anne O'Riordan, as a who is also joined along with Marian, who is the moderator of the group. And before we get started, let me introduce our guest today. So Anne has been working with children for almost 40 years, and there hasn't been a day that she hasn't loved doing it. She runs kids and art and craft classes out of Kilkenny Design Center for 10 years. Now, her goal is to show kids all that they can do with the little imagination and the smallest of material found at home or in nature. And luckily, like me, she lives by the sea, so the supply of natural materials are endless. In the age of complex electronics, she wants to show kids that they can enjoy the simplest things in the world just as much. I welcome Anne to the show, and I let Marian take over.
All righty. Well, thank you, Atul. I love when people are creative, as I've seen Anne be when she posts her videos. And really caught my eye when I saw her coming up with something to do with the leftover CDs, because I was struggling myself working with an art teacher and saying, there's got to be something we could do with these. And then Anne comes on. So thank you, Anne. Your microphone is muted right now, so we need to unmute you so that you can answer my questions that we're going to get down to in a second. So can you unmute, Anne? I would like you to talk about how you became interested in reusable art. And imagine you were an art teacher and somehow moved into not wasting all the things, because as an art teacher, you cut up pieces of paper and then you've got a lot of scraps. So how did you come about becoming interested in reusable art? I'm thinking there's a little delay in her hearing what we're saying. Yes. Go ahead, Anne.
Hi, Marianne. Hi, I can't pronounce
Atul.
You're okay. Sorry. I guess when everything is gone, when music went onto Spotify, and I thought, well, we have a load of CDs at home. They're just sitting there gathering dust. And so I started getting my husband's and my son's, and then I asked other people to drop me over their CDs. So in the end, I had a box this size. So, and when the pandemic started, I couldn't do arts and craft classes. So I started my own Facebook page. And as you can see, I'm not great at technology, but I started working on these things. So I got all my CDs together and the first thing I started doing was Angry Birds, because that was a big thing. So these were little Angry Birds I did. See, it's just a simple CD. I used acrylic paint because I find that better. It soaks better. And then reusable cereal boxes, pizza boxes. And I use these just to cut out the shapes and make them. So these are the 4 Angry Birds, or 5 actually, that I did. All very simple. And again, children from 3 years up can do, where parents can help them just to glue them on and they can paint them. And I tell every child that I have, you don't have to copy what I do. It's what you want to do. I'm giving you the basic idea, but it's what you want to do with it is the main thing, not what I'm giving you. So if you want a purple giraffe, that's fine with me. It's to use your own imagination. I'm giving you the tools, like the materials, but then it's up to you to use whatever you want with them. So that's how I started my CDs.
Process over product is always so important with art. I've seen too many art teachers show them exactly what they want you to do. But now we have more and more people like yourself that are saying it's okay to draw outside the lines. And if you want the cow to be purple, go for it.
Purple.
So what are some of the materials you use and how do you find them?
Okay. Well, first of all, as I live by the sea, if I go to the beach, I'm always collecting shells wherever I go. So I asked parents then, like I could come to my house and find a whole big bag of toilet rolls there for me. Might know who dropped them, but they were dropped off. I'm always asking parents for cereal boxes. But then, Nespresso cup pods?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the tin Nespresso pods, I tell parents if they clean them out, they can use them for slugs. Apparently, the coffee deters slugs. And then we clean them out and we use them for, like, even if I was making an owl now, like there's an owl, this is the CD for the owl. And then you literally put an espresso cups on if you haven't got googly eyes, or you can use a bottle top. And then if we're using water or paints, we always cut off the top of the bottles and use that as well. So it's used for either glitter or glue or for paint. So nothing is dumped here. So everything people just drop to me and I'll find something to do with it.
That is
and the new fad, as I said, was the CDs, and they're physically taking home something they've made themselves. That's not down the road of this is what I made with my own imagination. And I was like, the main thing you do when you come in here, you use your imagination. And that's my whole thing, because children don't use it enough today because everything is technology. I know we have to use iPads and that, but I feel you don't. You come in here, the pieces are here. You pick out what you want. You do what you want. And I just love to see the smiles on their faces when they leave. It makes my day.
That's beautiful. So definitely there's a connection between children using reusable materials versus having all these pre-made, beautiful, perfect pieces of things to use for art. And there's a connection between them also having a respect for the environmental issues. We're using things that could pile up as garbage, but instead we're making something beautiful. So can you talk about that connection, and do you point that out to the children?
Oh, totally. Like we have boxes behind us and all the stuff is literally out of sweet. You call candy, we call sweets. So when shops get rid of these boxes, I take them and I will put all the stuff in. So like we have corks from wine corks. We would have bottle tops, like I told you, espresso pots. Now you can get recyclable straws. So we use those. We're making legs or something. We get buttons. So most of the stuff I get shells, driftwood. A few weeks ago we made, Judy, can I have it? We made fairy doors. So I'm going to, no, not that one. There was a guy, this is just an ordinary piece of wood and we decorated like this. So they all had their own fairy door to take home and they all decorated themselves. So it's literally letting the children look around at home. Oh, Mom, don't dump that. We'll give it to Anne. Or straight they'll come in and say, I know what I can do with this. I said, fine, do it. Your material's here, your space is here. Do what you want. And it's just to see them, their eyes lighting up. And they go, oh, I can do what I want. And I was like, yeah, you can make whatever you want. I don't mind. And they're just so happy with that.
So do you talk to them about understanding the connection between using these type products as being helpful to the environment?
Oh, totally. And another thing I do, because we live by the sea, I let them know about, when fishermen leave nets in the ocean and it traps animals, like a fish die or turtles. But I don't like the children to see some of these videos. I think they're very harsh on the children when they see a turtle wrapped with, fish net around his neck. So I try to bring it more simply. Like if you walk the beach and you see a bit of plastic, a UC bit of glass, pick it up if you can, and put it into a bin. And if it's a nice piece of glass, bring it here, and we can make something with it. But I don't think we have to be. Some of the videos are very graphic, and I think they're too young for that. So I think just gradually explain to them, like, it's better here, and we do something with it, then we leave and go out to sea. And then that relates to children, oh, we shouldn't dump this.
And even thankfully, even I am by the sea. So, sea is hardly 100 meters away. So what are the things that you can do with children, as you had, written in your profile that, you use a lot of material. So is it sand, and what are the other things that you get by the seaside which children can use to make art and craft?
Okay, well, first of all, like you said, sand, but rocks. We collect rocks, all different shapes, and make like ladybirds. We've made butterflies. Oh, here's one. My son just did it. It was like a little monster rock. Shells. I'm constantly collecting shells. But I don't know. In this country, we have one shell. Judy, it's over there somewhere else. And we say if you put it up to your ear, you can hear the sea. Have you ever heard of that?
The conch.
Yeah, it's a tiny. Sorry, I don't know what we call it. It's just get there. That's one. This guy.
And by the way, Anne is in Ireland, and that's when she's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that we call them conch shells. Yeah.
Okay, I think we call them conch. Yeah, but if you put them up to your ear, you can hear. When we say you can hear a sound, and there's children that come down to me every year they're from like pretty sad families, so they get fascinated with these even to put up to their ear. Oh, I can hear the sea. And sometimes then we take them to the beach and let them collect what they like, and then we'll bring it back here and make something with it. You can make collages. We've made seahorses. We've and I love driftwood. You can make so much fabulous stuff with driftwood. Like get the shells and make little, like I had a piece of driftwood a few weeks ago, and we put little shells so we just see the fish, like on the driftwood, put little bubbles. So it was like the fish were, and the children were delighted. Or there's another shell, Judy, the one here, that you can't use anymore because of E. coli. So these shells, and what we did with these was we made a mermaid. So we drew the body of a mermaid and put these all around it, and the kids could decorate each one. And they were absolutely beautiful because they don't use these in restaurants anymore. So I have a local fisherman that actually gives them to me, and the kids can have, and they can decorate themselves then. And sometimes we put a pearl. I tell the story about how the pearl is made and everything else. And it's just, their eyes light up and they're just fascinated by it. So shells are a big thing to me.
Excellent.
See, I am near the water too. So all three of us, I guess, near the water. And I love the connections that could be made with children where a lesson becomes holistic, kind of like the Reggio Emilio way of teaching, where you might be teaching an art project, but you learn about the turtle and what's his shell made out of, and what can we find that could replicate a shell. Now, of course, I'm going to say, now let's sing a song about the turtle, or let's move the turtle, right? So all of those connections. So then, do you ever have them take the art and then display it or talk about it so that they can show it off, so to say?
Oh my goodness, yes, we did. As the libraries were closed down, I did the children all. We worked totally on the sea. So I got fishing nets from the local fishermen, and we call them buoys, where boys are on top of the net so the fishermen can see where they are. So we decorated boys, and then we have lobster pots. So I got a lobster pot, and each child put a fish into it. So we did that, and then like some children, we got stones, and we made a big, huge crab. So we had the shells for the crab's body, and then they decorated stones all the way around. to make the body of the crab. And people were allowed to come and see it. And the children say, well, I got that shell here. I got that stone there. So the kids could tell other people, this is what I made and this is where I found it. I didn't buy it in the shop. I was actually out walking and I saw it and I brought it in.
That's great.
So that's the whole thing. They, you know, whatever they see, you can make something out of anything, I reckon, if you try hard enough.
So speak to, please, let me see. We often find children collect things, what we call trash, and with their own imagination, they create art from scratch, which in itself is great building ability. That's the comment.
So this comment has been put by Sushma. Hi, Sushma. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi, Sushma.
Okay. Yes. So
Hi.
we often find children recollect things what we call trash, and with their own imagination, they create art from scratch, which itself is a great building ability. Absolutely, this is fantastically put in. So yes, in fact,
sorry.
In fact, all this art and craft, helps children in imagination and building a lot of other capabilities, and that's the reason a lot of parents, because in kindergarten we do a lot of art and craft, and I'm not sure, but we've seen that parents nowadays, they insist no, it should be more of education, alphabet, number, color, shapes, rhyme, stories, rather than art and craft. But we really we have to explain them that why art and craft is so important to build their creativity and imagination, their three finger grip, and then their hand and eye coordination, and lot of other things which are very, very important in that early age especially. But this only we, because we are from education and we are from kindergarten, so we know the importance of art and craft, how and what importance it is. And in even concentration, when the children are doing, and they start getting involved in doing any kind of such activity, it really builds their concentration. And today the whole need is to make them independent. I personally feel they should be capable of working, studying, doing everything by their own. And I think art and craft is something which really helps them build so many things: creativity, imagination, and concentration, decision making. These are so many things that I personally have observed children while they are doing this thing with the teacher. Permutations and combinations they will make, they will ask that, the curiosity and all that, it's a great help.
Yes.
So very nice point. Yeah.
And
Marian.
also I think social skills.
Yes,
they learn to
social
talk to each
skills.
other. This is what I made. So they're interacting with each other, which I think is the first thing children have to do before they do anything.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Even and in a classroom, see, this is place where they learn patience as well, because this is not something that they have to run around, and they learn to patiently, step by step, keep doing things until they achieve something. So that's something that they learn. So there are so many benefits of art and craft, and starting that in a very early age. Earlier the better, I personally feel. But at the same time, we've seen some parents telling, no, every day you do almost art and craft, that's too much, don't do art and craft. Let me tell you here today, Marian, that in our preschool, WowKids, every day we have one art and craft, whether it's for 15 minutes only. So the teacher will make that video right now, because classes are happening online. We share the link of the video with the parents, and we ask the mother or the parents to do that art and craft with the child. And it's done every day, almost every day, because we know the importance. And when the parents are doing it with the child, and they do it continuously for a few days, then they realize the importance. Then this pandemic has really pushed them to understand why this is so important, right?
Also, open-endedness. There is no right
Yeah.
or wrong. And if it doesn't come out the way you like it, oh well, you start again or you readjust. And that is really important. The old-fashioned, I went to a Catholic school when I was younger, and the nuns showed us exactly what to do, where to glue the pieces, what color to do things. And that's not creativity that at all. So what you're doing is very, very creative, not just handing them materials, but go find things you think are interesting, bring them to me, and let's see what we can do to put them together. That's really
Absolutely.
important. That must be exciting for you when they come up with things that maybe you didn't suggest.
It's incredible. Like the other day, a little girl was making a turtle and she goes, "I'm giving it to you." But I said, take it home. I don't want to. I want to leave it here with you. So when I come back next year, you can show it to me again. I said, that is so sweet, So it's just the sweetness, the kindness that they show, the love, and it's just, I don't know, I just burst when they go out the door. I make little brown bags.
Really, I personally feel, when they make something with their own hands by themselves, it is so important for them, and they want to gift it to somebody, and it's so precious. It is more precious than going and buying something from the market, from the shop.
Absolutely.
Yes, because they made it. Now imagine, we feel so happy when my 7-year-old or 8-year-old makes a birthday card for me and give it to me. And we see the kind of creativity, how they write, what they write, and how they decorate. So there are a lot of creativity, and they try to put their best, whatever they can. So and that's something that is, there is no comparison to that kind of love that they show by doing it.
You can't buy it.
In the form of art and craft. Yes.
Like I said, you can't buy it. There's no price for it.
Do you have any comments on when they make something with you and then they bring it home? The connection between you and the home, that you talk to the parents about the importance of displaying a child's art, but only displaying it if they want it displayed, that sort of thing.
Well, it's funny because they go home with little bags of everything they make, and parents, mum go, I'm losing space, and I said, well, just put these in the bags and let them take out things individually. Some days say, look, I'll put this up today, this tomorrow. But I was in the playground the other day with my grandson, and these children came up to me. Like, we have a caravan park near us, and they come from the city, and they said, we were with you years ago, and we still remember the secret garden where we did jars and put them all around, we said it was the fairies runway. So we made jars and put them in a line, so it was the fairies runway. And like, the kids 6 years on were still telling me about it. So that to me was like, wow, they remember what they did 6 years ago.
You touched them.
Yeah, and it was just, but they touched me so much, like, gee, and they were like way taller and said, oh, we'd come back, we're too big. I said, you're never too big. You're never too big to do arts and crafts.
That's right. Now, how do you encourage is that this isn't something that you have to wait till you send them to me to do it. Exactly. You can do this at home. You can make something at home. You can take your child for a walk. You can help them find things to bring to class or to make something with you. Because oftentimes parents put everything off on the teacher. You'll make music at school with Miss Mayer. You'll make art with Miss Ann. But instead, get the parents to do it at home, like Atul and Preeti do by putting up the videos and saying to the parents, you do it. Do you get that connection with the parents to get them to do things at home?
Well, that was the only thing, the positive thing about the pandemic was that I couldn't have children. So I was putting up the videos to say, here, mom and dad, this is this is my idea. You help the children and you work on it. So parents had to do it, which was great in some ways, that they were like going to Miss Anne, oh, she'll do it for them. No, I'm giving you the steps, what to do. You go do it. And it was lovely getting feedback from parents. Yeah, we've done it. It's fabulous. And I said, well, share them with me. And the parents were sending me on, look, I can't believe she could do this. But I said, she could always do it. You just had to give her a chance, or he a chance to do it. And you see what they can do. Take time out, do something with them.
Yes, absolutely. See, it will not at a very early age. They won't do it on their own. You have to involve them, make them sit 3, 4, 5, 10 times. You have to do it in front of their eyes. And eventually they will start helping you out, giving you the colors, pencils, paper. Then slowly they get interested, and then you make them hold their hand and do it. That's how we do it in the school. So you have to, we explain them, but then, it only, not all the parents have that patience and that, I will say, that willingness to do it with the child. Not all. But yes, who they enjoy thoroughly and they do it regularly. I personally feel. So that count may be less.
Do you think a lot of this is because of our lifestyle, that both parents feel that both parents have to work? So I find a lot of it is right. Both parents have to work. And then weekends, they have to go swimming. They have to do ballet. They have to do soccer. No, they don't. Take them for a walk. Let them find things. It costs nothing. You might have to buy a bit of glue. You don't have to take, if you're feeling guilty because I can't do stuff weekdays with them, but why drag them to some camp or something at the weekends? Take them out, take them for a walk, let them find the things and do that with them. It doesn't cost you anything, and you're spending precious time with your children.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
This even the kind of bonding that they will create by doing this with the child is unimaginable. There is no other way. In being at home, either you play physically, you run around with them. That's one of the ways to really do that. But when you are stuck inside the house, in the room, this is one of the ways that you can build very nice bonding with your child at a very early age. But then it has to start from within. You should be willing. You should have that desire and willingness to do it with your child. And
say
in
I'm
the
tired.
benefit and in the interest of the child.
We're all tired.
But like you can't say, I can't do it today, she's tired. Well, you know what? Who comes first? Your children. And to me, through this whole pandemic, doing the videos, it wasn't for me. It was for them to show, I haven't forgotten you. And I will do as much I can to share my stuff with you all through this. And it's kept me in touch. And the minute I came back, I heard, like, we're back only 2 weeks. And like the other day, we did an obstacle course with chairs, with boxes, with a cone. And they had more fun doing that than going to a bouncy castle,
Of course. Because it's theirs.
Yeah.
It's
They
theirs.
own it.
Yes. And so a list that things parents shouldn't throw out. Like when you do have a piece of paper and you have to cut some off, that extra piece, you keep it because you can do something with it. You can curl it. So what are some things they shouldn't throw out?
Well,
then you'll be hoarders.
Yeah. Well, you're not in my house because definitely anything. Like, I suppose the most thing I find is that cardboard is used so much in everything. And I know Amazon is a great company, but you get the thing this size and it's a box like that. Why?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It drives me scared. It's a small box. Yeah. So we make houses, we've made cookers, we made a Santa letterbox last year. You know what? You don't need to. And then I've taken the children out in the garden here, and I showed them a tree where you can pull off some of the bark. And I said, That's what they're using. Wait, all this tree on this box for this small little thing. Why? And the children relate to that when they get a present. Well, Mom, like, why don't we just get some brown paper or even use a brown bag and wrap it in that? You don't need to use a cardboard box.
Right. What about those bags that Amazon uses that are the bubble wrap inside? Have you come up with something to use those for?
Well, you know what they love doing with that? Jumping on them and making noise.
Well,
yes,
I like to do that. A tool's probably done.
Everybody. Yes, everybody loves doing that.
Everybody loves it.
The fun is to push them all together. Maximum together.
And you see, the thing now is looking at for autism, they have this new thing out that you can press the button, you know, that the balls go squish. Get the bubble wrap from Amazon. They don't need to buy one. Have you seen those? They're like different shapes. They've got little balls so you can squish the balls down for sensory. Use a bubble wrap. You don't need to buy one.
Absolutely.
So that's my whole point.
But is there an art project, or now have I given you a challenge? And this is your next video you're going to make for me. How to use bubble wrap mailers to make an art project.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When we could buy, because I got to go around to a few parents and ask them, because Amazon is coming to everybody's house every day.
Oh, yeah.
Every day. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world.
Amazon is living up to the
dream.
But again, with Amazon, I feel as well about these things is, you know, before you go into a shop, you see something, you could try it on, you can touch it. That's gone now. It's like, oh, click, I'll get that. And the children the same way. Like before, we have a toy shop here. It's called Smith's Toys. It'd be like Toys R Us in America. And give the kids the book every year, the catalog. And it's like opening it and looking at the pictures. Where now, they get on a screen, press. So they don't have the touch or the physical contact with it. They just press a button on the screen.
Right.
Well, that's another art project I like too, though, is making pop-up books.
Yeah. It's hard.
The Mr. Froggy Wide Mouth Bullfrog, children love doing that because then it's theirs and they can use it along with you. So we're getting near the end of our time, and I'm not sure if Atul has any questions or comments.
Great. I personally advocate for art and craft so much in the classroom with whatever material that you are using. And thankfully, this is one I will say kind of class which is, even if you buy some material from outside, it is not that expensive. You can actually help the child's brain development to a very high extent by spending and doing a very less investment. And even not using just the waste. That's definitely, you must use whatever waste material that you have, but there are a lot of things that are available at home.
That's right.
Small things that are available at home. Whatever waste papers, there are so many papers that come, and I'm not sure with you, we read a lot of newspapers, so we get newspapers every day, so thick ones. There are a lot of things that can be done by utilizing all that.
Paper mache.
Really, sorry?
I was saying newspapers make me think of paper mache.
Yes. But they really impact the child's overall brain development to a great extent. And let me tell you, my daughter, she's been making, she has a new hobby now. She's been watching some videos on YouTube because her school are closed. And she attends her online classes, whatever. And she has been on a aggressive project of making slime by her own. And she's tried 3 times. Today was the 4th attempt. All the 3 failed. But I continuously supported her that, okay, let's see if you can make a slime with this material. Because a lot of videos.
I can't have it.
She loves their children. There are a lot of, she wants to,
Yeah.
she may not play with it, but she somehow saw a small video how you can make it. So she wanted to make it, and she's been so engrossed. And thankfully, I've been silently sitting and watching her. That takes away at least 1.5 hour when she's by herself. And the kind of concentration with which she is mixing all the ingredients, it's amazing that she wants to do it, and she wants to create something on her own, which is itself, I feel very happy. Even if she has failed once, she tried another. Today was the fourth attempt. Now that the thing, whatever she's made today, is lying in the freezer. So we'll see tomorrow morning.
Just don't take it out
So
to
what
eat.
she's up to. I'm hoping she gets some success. Otherwise, there will be another trial tomorrow. So
Anne, how would you end by encouraging those that are watching that they can do this, that using reusable art with your children is an easy thing to do, and encourage them? Why? Why should you do this? And I think you've covered that a little bit, but let's end with hammering that lesson home to the parents or teachers that, let's not just talk about parents, teachers that figure, oh, well, I have this budget. I'm just going to buy all these pre-made art supplies because it's the easiest thing to do. Why should they not think that way, but start thinking reusable art?
Okay, well, first of all, if I go back to my own childhood, we didn't have an awful lot. So we had to find things ourselves to make things, where instead of saying, a little girl comes, oh, Mom, I want to make puppets. Okay, click, I'll get them. Get a sock, make a puppet. Get your puppet. Oh, I want a doll's house. Get an Amazon cardboard box, make a house.
Right.
Like the CDs, they're so simple and they look so pretty, and you can make loads of them. And all right, you're going to a birthday party. Well, can I make something instead, and bring that over instead of buying something, and let the parents see the satisfaction the little girl or boy gets out of making something and handing it, than saying, oh, Mom bought it in the shop. No, you don't need to. And teachers, sit back, look around your own house and see what you have and say, hey, I just have to ask a few parents to bring them in. And after a while, parents will start bringing you in things you won't even think of and say, well, okay, oh, I didn't think of using that. So the parents' minds are working, thinking, well, I shouldn't dump that, I should keep it. And the more that's done, and the more children will tell you, don't dump that, I can find some use for that. And I can see behind you got loads of CDs behind you. I mean, give them to me. I just feel that we have to go back in time to think we don't need to click on a machine to do something or go to a shop. Look around your home, look around if you're going for a walk in the woods, we call them Tory tops. If you're walking on the beach, pick up something, bring it home or bring it to me or say, look, Mom, can we do something with this? And it's just to see the children's faces and the parents go, wow, they're really good at this. Every child is good at it. And the parents say, oh, I can't do that. Why can't you do it? Just go back to use your imagination a little bit and say, block off. I don't believe in squares and circles. To me, there's no shape. There's no straight line. You do what you want, and the satisfaction you get out of what you do is just brilliant. And that's the way I look at it. Sit back and think for a while before you dump something.
Good idea.
It's treasure. Wonderful. It's not trash, it's treasure.
Well, I wish you lived nearby, Anne, because my garage has a corner that is just filled with things that I keep for teachers for reusable art. The tissue boxes that are the perfect cube are great for building blocks, can make an igloo, And I, every once in a while, have to get all the paper towel holders, the toilet paper holders. I put them all in a box, and then I post on Facebook. Anybody want to come to my garage? Got some reusable art products to pick up. And there's always somebody that says, I got it. And they come over, So it's it's not hard to get the materials.
Yeah.
It's not. So I love what you have to say to encourage parents and teachers to use it. And I think it's important too to make that connection that we're helping our environment as well.
Oh, totally. But do it in the child's way.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for this. And you can see all my my CDs behind. And I would love to come on again. And I love watching what you're doing because it's just what I love doing.
Wonderful. Was there a favorite one you'd like to show us?
I think the favorite one is my snail. So
Wow.
it's a CD, and we use buttons. And then the other one the kids love was our turtle. And because it's by the sea, it's all shells.
Yes.
So they're my favorite.
What is the age group of children that you usually engage with, Anne?
Okay, Marianne. Well, they come to me say they need to be at least 3.5, 4, where I don't want them coming in and getting upset, and I don't believe in parents dropping them and going away if they're crying. This isn't a school, it's not a class. I want them to come in, say, oh, I want to stay. Everything is around me, and they're happy.
Absolutely.
And like the cutting out, if they can't do the cutting out, it'll be done for them. If they can do it, I'll gauge on the child. You can sum up a child pretty quickly of what their capabilities are. If they can cut out the shapes, fine. If they can't, we'll cut them out for them. So 3 years, 3.5 years upwards. And it's not sitting all the time. They can get up, they can walk around and get something. If it's fine, we'll go outside. So, like you said, it's never too early. It's never too early.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's just, for children under 3, you always want to, if you're doing art, you do one-on-one.
Oh, God,
because you have to be careful of the choking hazards, things going in the mouth.
Oh, totally.
They can't use scissors, but that doesn't mean you can't do art with them. No. It's just at a different level.
Totally. Yeah.
Right. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So friends, we had an amazing spotlight talk show on the benefits of reusable art. I hope this discussion has been beneficial for all of us who've been watching and who are going to watch this show. My sincere thanks to our guest for today, and thank you so much for coming on the show and inspiring a lot of us on this, benefit of reusable art. I thank you, Marian, for always supporting us and this community and being here. I hope you are perfectly fine the next week we meet. I also thank all the viewers of Facebook for taking your precious time out to watch this show live. May you all have a great day and happy weekend. Stay safe until we meet again next week.
Stay there, Anne.